OK, first let's get to David De Gea, who says Manchester United are serious title contenders. De Gea was part of the squad which won the league in 2013 and was asked if it's realistic for them to bring the trophy back to Old Trafford.
Yeah, of course. We signed good players. We had already good squad, so and then we signed good players already. So yeah, we are there at the top of the league, fighting for every game. Of course, it's hard. It's the best league in the world. Premier League is difficult. Every game is difficult. So yeah, we are. Of course, we want to achieve the big trophies. Try to fight for the Premier League, for the Champions League, for everything. And I think we have the squad, we have the players, and we have the fans there with us now. So it's amazing. I think the club is in a good point. There are good teams, top teams playing fighting for the league, like always here in Premier League. So let's see what happens. Let's be focused, like I said before. Let's be focused on the next games. Don't think too much. Just prepare properly, and put everything on the pitch, on the trainings. So be ready.
Well, if United are to mount a serious challenge for the league, Cristiano Ronaldo is likely to be key to things. He's already scored 4 goals in 3 games since signing from Juventus, and De Gea praised his influence on the squad.
The impact is already there. He scored 3 goals in 4 games. So yeah, I think it's amazing to have him back at home. Just the experience he has already, the ambition, I think is massive. He's a legend already in the club. So I think for the players, for the young lads, for everyone, is a great guy to see every day how he works on the gym, how he treats himself, how he care of his body, of himself. He's an amazing player. It's great to see him every day here working hard and helping the team.
Well, De Gea made that stoppage time penalty save against West Ham on Super Sunday to ensure United kept pace with the league leaders. And at the age of 30, he's adamant his best playing days are still to come.
I feel very strong, very good on my mind, so my body, everything is. I'm still young for a goalkeeper, but I have a lot of experience already. So yeah, for sure, my best years are here to come. So I'm really pleased, really happy, and let's keep fighting.
Best years to come then, says David De Gea. These are the best years for us, aren't they? Look, here we go. Nedum, Matt, very good morning to you. Or the best 2 hours. Let's look at it that way. OK, where are we at, Matt? Let's come to you first of all. Where are we at with David De Gea? It looked like he might not be Manchester United's #1 anymore after last season. Dean Henderson came in. But then Henderson has been unlucky with injuries and COVID. So how impressively has De Gea regained his place?
I think it's really interesting, Rob, to be honest, because I think, at the end of last season, even the season before, I was at a point where I was struggling to rate David De Gea as a world-class goalkeeper still, purely because the amount of mistakes he was making, the errors that he was making were really glaring. And I think if you're going to be at the top of your game, you can't afford to make those errors in that position because it's fatal. It means you're conceding a goal. So to lose his place in the team to a top young goalkeeper, OK, he might have had a little bit of fortune to get it back, but he's had to have real mental toughness to come back in and perform at the level he is now. And I think whether that's smart management from Solskjaer, whether that's just a good timing of an illness to a player, David De Gea may well have gone away and assessed himself, done some work, because it looked like the confidence had drained out of him, to be honest. So, as a goalkeeper, in any position, it's bad, but as a goalkeeper, it's particularly bad. So it's great to see him back in top form. There's no doubt that he can be a top goalkeeper, but I think the consistency of his performances and no mistakes or very few mistakes have to happen, and I think he seems to be in the right headspace to do that.
Nedum, he's won one before. If you're a side chasing the title, how crucial could his experience be?
Yeah, I think it could be vital. I think in the same way you see Ronaldo coming into the side and people saying that they have greater expectations now. That sort of that championship mentality. I don't think you can just all of a sudden just have that if you've never really been there before, but he's somebody who has won it before. And to be honest, I'm astonished how long ago it was when United last won a league title. And that's not me having a go. This is Manchester United in the Premier League. So You know, the more bodies you can have in there that have done it before, then great. And I think to sort of piggyback on what Matt was saying there, you know, goalkeepers making mistakes doesn't bring confidence to anyone, regardless of whatever you've done before. But now you look at him, you look at the fact that, say, he got a bit of luck in terms of starting the season ahead of Henderson, but now he knows that sort of competition for places is really going to drive him forward. And then seeing Ronaldo come through the door, it raises your level. And now the team's in a position where they feel confident enough to say they can go win a league title, because it was only at the start of this year, which was halfway through last season. I think they were top of the Premier League, but they've had a taste of it away from home. You know, they've not lost in 29 games. So they're feeling themselves, and, you know, rightly so in some ways.
Yeah, OK. So what I've heard, Matt, is from David De Gea saying his best years are ahead of him. His experience could well be vital if United are pushing on for the title, and that he has not reinvented himself, but certainly found the form that made him United's #1 for so long. I've heard those three things. So that leaves me wondering, if you're Dean Henderson, what do? What happens?
Well, it's just the nature of football, Rob, to be honest. I think it's very much out of your control to a degree, because, you know, he's had an illness, doors open, David De Gea has stepped in and he's grabbed it. That's the nature of the game. I mean, for De Gea to be in that headspace in order to do that is impressive. He must have had a good summer. He must have been crushed at the end of last season with how the Europa League, he'd lost his place in the team and everything was negative. But he's come back and he appears to be able. For Dean Henderson, a patience game. It's a waiting game. You have to take by month, maybe window, see what's happening. Because I'm sure if run of form goes for David De Gea, then Dean Henderson will be thinking, I need to go and get back. I've got to keep myself sharp, staying in around the England set. In order to do that, he has to play. So, you know, for him, it's a difficult thing to manage. He's still very young. So, you know, time's on his side, but I'm sure he'll just be assessing it month by month, window by window.
Yeah. What about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well, Nedum? He'll be obsessing about winning things, won't he? Because they crashed out of the cup midweek. It puts more pressure, I should think, on him with the arrivals, how wonderful they may be. So does he now have to seriously challenge for the title here?
Yeah, I think so, but I don't think the fact that he was knocked out midweek has changed that any more than it already has. I think when you're bringing in a player like Ronaldo, when you're bringing in players like Sancho as well, the plan is to be successful, and I think United on their journey, they're at that point where I think the expectation is there again. You know, it doesn't seem like it's a club that's in transition anymore. Like, they're ready to go and win things, and I think for Solskjaer, the pressure's there, but I think it's right. I think he knows it's right. I think he understands the football club, and he understands the players that are there and the expectations. You know, they have a squad that are capable of winning things. So, in some ways, seeing them lose out in midweek, you know, it's a good West Ham performance, but seeing them lose out at home in midweek, yes, that adds a bit more pressure, because if the talk is you have to win something, it seems a shame to just lose out something straight away. But the focus has to be on what's left, and if they've got the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, and I'm sure they'll be trying to win all three, whether or not they'll be able to is a different matter. But the expectations there at United, and I think overall, I think that's better for the Premier League, so good luck to them.
Yeah. Now, any other summer, the signing of Varane would have got the fans buzzing. Jadon Sancho would have got them euphoric. But Cristiano Ronaldo, he's made some return to Old Trafford already, hasn't he? Do you sense, if he can keep up what he's doing, that he could well prove to be just that difference?
Well, he's certainly stolen everyone else's thunder, hasn't he, at the start of the season? I mean, like you say, I can't remember hearing anyone barely mention Varane. And like you say, an absolute world-class top signing. It just shows you the impact and the magnitude of what this man has. I mean, is he human? You have to ask yourself. I mean, he's just a robot the way he scores goals. And it doesn't matter what league, it doesn't matter how old he is, it doesn't matter what the opposition are. He's just capable of doing things like this. And sometimes it's not pretty, sometimes it's really simple, sometimes it's ridiculously elaborate. But he just brings so much more than goals to the club. David De Gea mentioned in his interview, you know, the presence that he has around the training ground, the professionalism, the confidence that just oozes out of him. It's infectious. And I think that, you know, along with his performances and what he brings statistically on the pitch in terms of goals, he's going to bring that and more in and around the group. So from Manchester United's point of view, I think it's an amazing signing, and quite rightly been the only signing that we've been talking about so far at the start of the season.
Yep. Now, Aston Villa, Manchester United's opponents tomorrow. They're looking to build upon their impressive 3-0 victory against Everton last weekend. Dean Smith believes Solskjaer's side are genuine title contenders after that transfer business this summer.
Yeah, I believe they are, and more importantly, that they believe they are as well. I mean, I've seen David De Gea's interview this morning, and they've got title aspirations, and a club like Manchester United should have. They've just brought in Ronaldo, Varane this summer, Sancho. So, and that's to add to a glittering squad already. So, it's a massive club with a massive history, and they're going to be pushing to try and challenge the likes of Liverpool, Manchester City and Chelsea. And our job is to go there and, again, go toe-to-toe like we did with Chelsea.